Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I created a farmhouse style welcome porch sign. Purchasing one of these signs in store can get pretty expensive. I saw one at Kirkland's just a few weeks ago for $60. I was able to create mine for approximately $15, so a lot less than purchasing one in store. I really hope that you guys enjoy today's video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you're not subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. And please be sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. If you guys want to see the step-by-step tutorial on how I created my sign, then please keep watching. To create my welcome porch sign, the materials I used were Waverly chalk paint in the colors hazelnut, ink, and also in plaster, paintbrushes, 120 grit sandpaper, my hot glue gun, jute, scissors, a measuring tape, plaid ribbon from Walmart, wood letters that spell welcome. I picked this pack up from the Target dollar spot in the fall, but you can pick up this single wood letters at any craft store, and a 48-inch by 9.5-inch board from Hobby Lobby. For this project, I started by painting my entire board with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. I made sure to paint around all of the edges, and then I painted the back side of my board as well so that my whole project looks nice and finished. I did pick this board up at Hobby Lobby. It was $9.99 originally, but I got it half off, so it was only like $5 for this board, and it was way cheaper than buying my wood at Home Depot or Lowe's. Once all of my paint has completely dried, I'm then going in with my 120 grit sandpaper to start distressing. I'm taking the sandpaper around all of the edges first, and I am doing the front and back side. Once I have the edges sanded, then I'm starting to go around the flat surfaces. And when I'm sanding, I'm pressing harder in some areas than others because I want it to look distressed and worn. You could leave the board just like this, but I decided I wanted to add some of this Waverly chalk paint in the color hazelnut, and I'm taking one of these Dollar Tree stencil brushes and I'm just kind of dry brushing the paint over top of the board. In some areas I have more paint than others. I wanted it to look really worn and distressed, and I thought that this was a really good way to do it. In the areas that I had a little bit more saturated paint, I just went over them a few more times with my brush to blend the paint out, and I ended up really loving the way that that looked. Next, I'm painting all of my wood letters with my Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. On the flat surfaces of the letters, I only had to do one coat of paint, but since the sides of the letters were a little bit of a darker wood, I did have to go over those with a second coat. Once my letters have completely dried, I'm then spacing and centering all of my letters onto my board. I did approximately 5.5 inches in from the top of the board and 5.5 inches in from the bottom of the board. And for my W, I put it in the center, and then there should be approximately an inch on each side of the W. And after that, I just eyeballed the rest of the letters going down from the W. To put them onto my board, I used hot glue right on the back of the letters and then just pressed them on the board, and I continued that step until I had all of my letters attached to my board. Next, I'm creating my bow to go on the top of my board. I'm cutting out 3 different sizes of this plaid ribbon that I picked up from Walmart. I'm cutting a larger size piece of ribbon, a medium size piece of ribbon, and then a smaller size piece of ribbon. And then I'm hot gluing the ends of the ribbon together to form circles for all of them, the large, medium, and small. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, you know that I love forming bows this way. Once I have all of them glued together into circles, I'm then stacking, going from largest to smallest, and then gathering them all in the center and tying a piece of jute right around the center to form my bow. I'm then cutting off the extra long jute ends and then fluffing up all of the fabric on my bow. Now I'm going to be creating the tail ends of my bow. I'm taking another piece of this plaid ribbon and just eyeballing how long I want my tail ends to be, and then just cutting that piece of ribbon down to size. I'm then taking a piece of jute and tying it around the middle of that single piece of bow that we just cut. Once I have that all tied, I'm then going to be hot gluing the center of that piece of ribbon right on the back side of my bow. I wanted to have the tail ends of my bow cut into a V, so that is what I'm doing here. You could always do them in a diagonal or leave them straight across. You can do pretty much however you want. Now that my bow is completely made, I'm putting some hot glue on the back side of the bow and then attaching it to the top of my board right above the letter W. And then for the bottom section of my board, below my letter E, I'm wrapping some jute around the board and then securing the jute with some hot glue along the back side of the board, and then continuing to wrap the jute around in a few different directions and then securing the jute on the front of the board again with some hot glue. And here is my welcome porch sign completely finished. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I paid $5 for my wood board, $3 for my wood letters, and I already had all of the ribbon and paint, but if I were to break it down for what the ribbon and paint would cost just for this specific project, my project equals out to be approximately $15, so much cheaper than buying it in store. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I would love it if you would subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and please hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching.